When you're looking at a chair that promises to be a full-on cockpit for a home office, the first thing that creeps into the mind is whether you're buying a novelty that will end up in a corner after a few weeks, or a genuinely useful piece of furniture that actually improves how you work and play. That hesitation is real, especially when you have to fit a monitor setup that can range from 3 separate screens to a single 49-inch ultra-wide, and you still need a place to rest your wrists, your back, and maybe even get a quick massage after a long day. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this review I'm going to walk through what it's like to live with the Imperatorworks EASECOMFY T2, break down the practical strengths and the hidden trade-offs, and help you decide if the price tag actually matches the value you'll get. First, let's talk about the core idea behind this chair. It's marketed as a cockpit boss seat that merges a recliner, a desk, and a monitor mount into one unit. For anyone who spends 8 or more hours at a desk, the appeal is obvious. You can tilt back into a near-zero gravity position, slide the keyboard tray out of the way, and lock the monitors at a comfortable distance, all without having to leave your seat. The big question, however, is whether this integration feels seamless in everyday use or whether it introduces new friction points. I started by looking at the recline mechanism. The chair claims a 160-degree recline, which is essentially a full layback position. In practice, the lever is positioned on the right side of the seat, reachable without straining. When you pull it, the backrest glides smoothly into the zero-gravity angle, and the built-in lumbar support follows the curve. For someone who likes to alternate between focus typing and a quick stretch, this works nicely. The recline isn't locked at a single point. You can find any angle between upright and fully reclined, which makes it adaptable for short breaks, reading, or even a brief nap. The only downside I noticed is that the recline range can feel a bit too generous for a cramped home office. If your ceiling height is low, you'll need to make sure there's enough clearance, or you'll end up hitting the top of the doorframe. Next, the keyboard tray. This is a fairly large, flat surface that slides out and can be angled. I set it up with a mechanical keyboard and a small wrist rest. The adjustment knob is on the left side of the tray, and it lets you tilt the tray up to about 15 degrees. When I positioned it at a comfortable height, my elbows stayed close to my torso, which reduced shoulder fatigue during a 3-hour coding session. The tray also folds back under the seat when you recline, so it doesn't get in the way of the backrest motion. One practical limitation is that the tray's depth is fixed. If you need a larger mouse pad or a secondary device like a drawing tablet, you'll quickly run out of room. For most typists and programmers, the tray is adequate, but graphic designers who need a larger surface might find it cramped. Now for the monitor mounting system, which is arguably the most distinctive part of the T2. The mount is a rail that slides forward and backward along a sturdy base, and you can lock it at any point with a simple pushpin. I tried it with a triple monitor array, 2 27-inch 1440p panels on the sides and a 24-inch 1080p panel in the center, and the adjustment was intuitive. You pull the mount forward, position the screens, then push the lock back to hold them in place. The range of motion accommodates both a 3-monitor setup and a single 49-inch ultra-wide without needing additional brackets. The real benefit shows up when you want to switch between work and entertainment. I could push the mount forward, slide my ultra-wide in, lock it, and be ready for a gaming session in under a minute. The trade-off is that the mount uses a manual pin, which can be a little fiddly if you have to adjust it frequently. There's no quick-release lever. Also, the weight limit isn't published, so you have to be confident that your monitors are within a reasonable range. Most consumer-grade monitors are fine, but a heavy professional panel could stress the system. The massage function is the feature that makes this chair stand out in the comfort department. A small motor built into the backrest vibrates at 3 intensity levels, which you can toggle using a discrete button on the right armrest. I used the medium setting while working on a spreadsheet, and after about 15 minutes the vibration helped dissolve tension in my lower back. The massage runs off the chair's internal battery, lasting roughly an hour before needing a recharge via the included USB-C cable. The practical upside is that it offers a quick, hands-free way to loosen up without getting up for a stretch. The downside is that the vibration can be a little loud if you're sharing a small room.